The Black Ops Cold War Year 2 DLC season might not be performing as well as we thought it would, and that may result in less content or completely scrapping the rest of the Year 2 content this year. We'll go through all of that stuff in today's video. If you guys are new and would like to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. And be sure to drop a like on the video as well. Very quickly, before we get started, if you guys know me, you would know that I'm a pretty big finance guy, huge into investing, stuff like that. And Weeble's doing this promotion right now where you get 5 free stocks valued up to potentially $3,000 when you open a new account and fund a new account. So if you guys are interested in investing, buying some stocks for the long term, building a good portfolio for the future, be sure to click the link down below in the description to get those free stocks and start today. So I really do appreciate that, guys. But first up here for Black Ops Cold War Year 2, this is definitely a video I didn't expect to make. It's also a video I don't really want to make here, but I thought it would be a good idea just because we got some new information about potentially there being a lot less Cold War Year 2 DLC than we thought, and also potentially it being completely scrapped because Vanguard might be doing a bit better, and even if Vanguard isn't doing well, they're completely switching over to MW2 very soon. But another reason why I felt the need to make this type of video is because I try to always give you guys both perspectives, both sides of either an argument, a leak, what could happen. I never try to say, okay, this is 100% guaranteed going to happen. I always say, well, here's the case for it not happening, here's the case for it happening, here's the most likely scenario in the middle. So hopefully you guys do appreciate that, and I'll continue to give you guys different perspectives on what's going on, whatever we're talking about, etc. So here's the tweet here from Zapped. He talks to different leakers. He knows a lot about what's going on right now. He said, so we are getting jungle in Cold War. Of course, we talked about it. We looked at the images, stuff like that. But that might be the last map to release in Cold War. That's kind of crazy. I've been told that we might possibly get 1 to 2 more maps after that, but don't count on it. I know I tweeted about the 6 remastered MP maps coming to Cold War, but that was based off of Alex's info. So first up here, before we go through anything else, of course, we've said before, right now in the files, in the game code of Black Ops Cold War, we have jungle, we have some weapons, a new melee weapon, the Scythe, of course, we talked about. Some other operators still haven't released, like Ravenov, Dr. Peck, Kravchenko, etc. So some of those should still release soon. And of course, we talked about a bunch of MP maps recently from Alex's info, and he's given us, as you guys know, very credible info, and of course, leaked gameplay of Cold War Year 2 content, so very credible source there. And he said we're getting Firing Range, Grind, Havana, Launch, and Summit as some more MP maps in Cold War. So all of that stuff came out. Now, again, just because we have a leak about it doesn't mean it's a guaranteed confirmed thing, but of course, we got stuff from pretty credible leakers here, and the Zombies Chronicles 2 stuff came out as well. Now, that is a bit less likely. It still is possible, but there was never any confirmation on that. But now this info here saying that, okay, not only are we not getting the zombie stuff, we're also not going to get any extra MP stuff, any extra MP content, and we're just going to get jungle, some weapons, a bundle or 2, and that's it, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because I feel like most people online are crying and they really want more Cold War content. It seems like there is a need for it, but apparently that's not the case. So Zapped also says, let me clarify, jungle is a given, a couple more weapons is a given, more bundles are a given, all very true there. But if more maps after jungle release, it's highly likely that we only see 2 more at most. Very interesting stuff here. I almost don't believe what's going on here. Now, Zapped also says this, which really is just insane, honestly. So interesting that Vanguard's current player count is higher than Cold War's. So what? Makes sense since Vanguard is the current Call of Duty. Also crazy how Treyarch has already started developing COD 2024's Zombies mode. And of course, it's very likely this mode will be a lot better than what we're seeing in Vanguard, and probably up to the par, if not even better, than Cold War Zombies. Now, the next tweet here, he goes on to clarify a bit more. Vanguard's player base is higher than Cold War's, maybe not by much, but it is higher. I would think that Vanguard Zombies is lower than Cold War Zombies player count, but multiplayer for Vanguard would be higher than Cold War. This is so interesting to me, and again, we can't verify this for sure, and I would love to see more sources, other people, maybe Call of Duty themselves come out and say like what's going on here and have the official player counts posted. I mean, we used to have that back in the older Call of Duties, and now they hide it for all these games, which kind of sucks. But for this here, for Vanguard, at least Vanguard multiplayer to have a higher player count than Cold War multiplayer, to me it's kind of crazy because everything I see, literally everywhere I go, my comment section on every Vanguard video I make, it seems like no one likes the game and barely anyone is playing the game. And if this is true here, maybe we really are living in this echo chamber of Vanguard hate, and people outside of Twitter and outside of YouTube, like the casual audience, maybe they are enjoying Vanguard more than we think. We are more of the hardcore Call of Duty fans, and maybe for hardcore fans, this isn't our cup of tea, and we more prefer the past Call of Duties. But maybe for a lot of the casual audience that don't watch Call of Duty YouTube videos, aren't on Twitter, they actually enjoy Vanguard a bit more than Cold War, simply because it's the current game and they're just playing the current Call of Duty and they're not going to go back and play an old COD. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's the reasoning there. There, of course, could be other reasons out there as well. I mean, one could just be you like Vanguard and you like that style of Call of Duty more than Black Ops Cold War. That could be true. And I've always said, I mean, sometimes people do overhate a bit when it comes to Vanguard. I see every Vanguard update being hate bombed and people saying this sucks, that sucks. I mean, I try to be as objective as possible. Sometimes the new Vanguard content is kind of fun to play. I can't just say, oh, it's not fun because I'm all just on the Vanguard hate train. Like the new arms race mode, it was actually pretty fun to play. There definitely should have been some improvements, some updates made to it, maybe more players on the map, having it a bit more hectic, maybe a smaller map overall, but it was actually pretty fun playing it on stream, record some gameplay. It's a fun time, and every time Vanguard has a new DLC update, I do kind of enjoy what we're getting there, at least for multiplayer. Now, as you could see, for Vanguard Zombies, what Zapped says here is completely believable. There's no argument here, honestly, and it makes 100% sense that, you know, Cold War Zombies has more players right now than Vanguard Zombies, even though Vanguard is the current title. There's just no world where Vanguard Zombies has more active players than Cold War Zombies, no matter what year we're in for Cold War. Probably year 3, year 4, year 5, Cold War will probably always have more players than Vanguard, at least in terms of zombies. Now, for multiplayer here, again, as I said, I still find it very surprising that Vanguard MP has more active players than Cold War, even though Cold War is in its year 2 season. I mean, it seems like Vanguard is a super hated and not played Call of Duty. I guess it's a little more likely to see more MP players, considering Vanguard's MP isn't that bad in my opinion. So again, nothing's confirmed here. Of course, it could be very true that Cold War's multiplayer does in fact have more active players, and this could be a report that's not fully accurate. But if that is in fact the case, then why are we getting reports now that we might not get as much Cold War year 2 content than we were expecting? Maybe it's just because Treyarch, they're just spread too thin right now, and they just don't have time to make more year 2 content. They have to start making their COD 2024 title. They have to work on future projects, etc. And of course, I completely understand there, and I would want Treyarch to focus on their next game rather than give us more Cold War content. Cold War content would be sick. More zombies maps in that game would be insane, but they have to focus on their next COD. That's just what they have to do. But now there are also other reports and rumors coming out that Vanguard might also have a lot less DLC than what was expected as well, and a lot of the events and maps and weapons and modes that were planned for Vanguard may not come out and are completely scrapped. That's another report there, which goes to show me, like, wait a second, what's going on? Is Vanguard getting a lot of its content cut because it has low player counts as well? Or what could really be happening here is that pretty much everyone is shifting over to MW2, because Call of Duty and Activision clearly know that MW2 is their biggest chance to really bring the hype back to Call of Duty and to get the same level of success they saw with Modern Warfare 2019, which was, again, if you guys don't remember, the top-selling Call of Duty, and is the top-selling Call of Duty of all time. They want to definitely recreate that success, if not do even better than what they did back then. So I think my final conclusion on this is that regardless of Vanguard's current player numbers for MP and even for zombies as well, and also regardless of Cold War's current player numbers for zombies and MP, I think most of these studios are really all ready and preparing for MW2 this year. And we actually did have a report a couple of months ago that said that almost every Call of Duty studio is in some way helping and assisting with the development of MW2 this year, which is insane, but also makes a lot of sense. So I think that's a very big and major reason as to why we're going to see a lot less DLC for the rest of Vanguard this year, and also why we may see a lot less Cold War Year 2 DLC as well. Now, of course, if you just want to talk about Treyarch and their own situation, if they were never making Vanguard Zombies, they would definitely have a bit more time to give us a bit more Year 2 content for Cold War. I think that's completely true, and they could very well scrap the rest of the Vanguard Zombies content and give us a little more Cold War Year 2 content instead. but I think MW2 just supersedes all that stuff. And even if Treyarch aren't really having a big role into the development of MW2, they're just going to start focusing on their next game to potentially rival MW2, because Activision's probably saying like, look guys, MW2 is going to do so well. IW is doing a great job with their games. You guys have to step it up and make sure you have a super good Black Ops themed title that could rival Modern Warfare, because the last thing we want for Treyarch, and the last thing Call of Duty wants for Treyarch as well, is for them to become a sledgehammer where their games get progressively less liked and less played. So for Treyarch, maybe they're just thinking, you know what, we have to go all in for COD 2024 to rival MW2 and the likely success that it will probably see this fall. So that's my conclusion there. That's my take on this whole issue here. Let me know down below your opinions on this here. Of course, most of you guys watching this video probably want to see more Cold War Year 2 content, and as I said at the beginning of the video, I do as well, but I had to give you guys a different perspective here about what could go into us seeing less Cold War Year 2 content than we originally thought we would see, if Vanguard is a factor, if Vanguard's player count numbers are contributing to that, if it's just MW2, if it's just Treyarch's next Call of Duty, all of that stuff. So again, hope you guys understand that. Let me know down below if you guys have any questions and thoughts on this here. One last thing before we end the video. This past weekend, we had the CDL Major 2 event. It was probably one of the best COD events I've watched as a fan in so many years. I can't say forever because there are probably other great events, but this was an insane event. Now, if you guys don't know me, I love competitive Call of Duty. I've been watching it for such a long time now. The first event I saw was COD Champs 2013, the Black Ops 2 event. I barely remember it, but I remember Mob the Dead was revealed at the end of that event for Eco Impact 1, and then I really got into competitive COD towards the end of BO2, right when COD Ghost came out late 2013. That was all I cared about. That was all I was watching. My channel was actually called Matters COD Esports News. I mean, that's all I was doing, especially during Advanced Warfare as well. I was just covering all the roster changes. I mean, I was super into it. I was doing a bunch of GBs, joining different teams. I was low-key trying to be a pro player. Of course, that didn't work out, but part of the reason why I'm saying all of this is because I've seen and watched a lot of competitive COD events in the past, and this one was truly insane. And I have to give props to Vanguard for being a pretty fun Call of Duty to watch for competitive games like this. Now, what happened yesterday was crazy. The Los Angeles Guerrillas won the event. First off here, a total of 8 people predicted this to happen in Call of Duty's own bracket picking thing, where you go on, you pick what team's going to win each different match, what the map count's going to be, the score, all of that good stuff. So only 8 people predicted this. And also, we have a bunch of stat lines here as to how big of a deal and how crazy of a win this was. So for the Los Angeles Guerrillas, we have the first event win for the entire org here in the CDL. We have the first team to win an event with a substitute in the CDL era. The team also holds the CDL S&D win streak at 10 games in a row. We have Asim's first event win ever and first MVP. We have Spart, which was his first event win as well, and the first substitute to win an event since Enable on Optic at ESWC in 2015. And he was playing in Challengers last week, so that is just remarkable there. For Hugh as well, first event win since CDL Champs in 2020, and he had a 1.29 KD in the finals. And for Slasher, this is wild. First event win since CWL Anaheim 2019, and the only player to lose winners round 1, then win the entire event twice. That is insane. I mean, the true king of losers bracket right here. So, I mean, this was such a wild event. It is so fun to see underdogs like this. This is probably the most underdog team at that event, and for them to win, oh man, so amazing. I mean, I do like the Atlanta FaZe team. Of course, I like Optic Texas as well. New York Subliners, I would have wanted so many other teams to win, but for this team to win here, it was just such a cool thing to see. So really props to them, man. They did a great job, and hopefully we see some crazy storylines like this in the future as well for more COD events. Now, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. There are 2 videos up on screen that may interest you, so be sure to check one of them out. Real do appreciate it, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. You enjoyed the video, you want to see more videos like this. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.